I'm very excited. Today we got a good day. First of all, there was some really, really sad news. And I'm sure most of you have seen it by now. But if you could believe it, a CEO died. Yeah. A CEO was murdered. Uh-huh. And even more sad is the fact that they haven't caught the perpetrator yet. So I'd like to take a moment of silence, for how sad this is. I know, it's really sad. It's just, I can't believe someone would do that. I can't believe someone in the United States, a country notorious for its good health care, would want to see consequences for the people at the top who are making money off of other people dying. Like, I can't believe that. It's really shocking to me that that would ever happen. It's just, can you believe that that would happen? Thoughts and copay. I guess it begs the question, what was the CEO wearing? I can hear you holding back the tears. Yeah, so if we could just get a moment of silence, let's just hear some very peaceful ocean waves crashing, okay? So that he may rest in peace. Okay? Just some, hey, wait a minute. Hey! This isn't peaceful ocean waves crashing. Who put this on? Who would do that? I can't believe that would happen. What? What? Wait a minute. Whoa. Watching CEOs defend this is hilarious. Oh my God, dude. Oh my God. Being a CEO and defending the other CEO and being like, where's our moral compass? Where was the moral compass of the CEO who thought it was funny to deny millions of people basic health care? Are you fucking kidding me? Where's our moral compass? The moral compass is wherever the wallet is. You guys decided that. Sorry, that's not on us, okay, actually? I mean, this goes back to conversations regarding like everything. You can't create the environment which makes people want to assassinate people and then be surprised when people get assassinated. Like, I don't understand why we keep having to have this conversation over and over again of just, you can't do all this fucked up, terrible shit and then be shocked when people get upset in this world and then do shit to retaliate. Like, that's, what? What? I work in insurance. My peers that deal with with United had a lot of choice words with the CEO.
UnitedHealthcare stunk went up yesterday, so he died doing what he loved, creating shareholder value.
Aww. Aw, wow. Wholesome story. Dude, The Onion should post about a wholesome story. I work in insurance and my peers that deal with United had a lot of choice words for the CEO. It's really surreal hearing the specific examples as to how these companies build systems that are so obtuse or changing to purposefully deny claims. Yes. Let's cover the story. If somehow, some way you haven't heard about this story about the CEO that was killed he was fatally shot, I believe, in New York. I will pull it up for you.
Now to that developing story in Manhattan, the search for a killer. We have new security camera video tonight of a man matching the description of the gunman wanted for killing Brian Thompson. Thompson, the CEO of UnitedHealthcare, shot and killed just before 7 o'clock this morning outside the Hilton Hotel in Midtown. Now, the shooter left behind a lot of physical evidence for police to go through as they zero in on a possible motive. Eyewitness News reporter Josh Einiger live in Midtown with the new information. Josh?
Sandra, we're here at the spot where Brian Thompson fell as he was assassinated at close range from behind. There is several pieces of physical evidence police are working with. There are bullets he might have.
I guess, yeah, act of God not covered.
Handled that might have his fingerprints, a cell phone that might have a digital fingerprint, 2 power bar wrappers, and a water bottle that might have his DNA. But at this hour, when it comes to who's behind this brazen hit, cops say they're still stumped. Police tonight maintained a presence outside the massive Midtown Hilton, site of the cold-blooded killing that reverberated from the canyons of Manhattan to corporate boardrooms around the world. The CEO of America's largest health insurance company gunned down on the sidewalk.
In what appears at this early stage of our investigation to be a brazen, targeted attack.
New video obtained by Eyewitness News shows the gunman walking east on 54th Street towards the Hilton at around 6:30 this morning as UnitedHealthcare CEO...
Oh, that's so messed up. Fuck. I'm glad that there's this good coverage of this for the victim.
Brian Thompson made his way to the hotel for his company's investor conference. Police are studying this video, which shows the shooter pulling what appears to be a silenced handgun and from behind pulling the trigger. Uber driver Amar Abdelmullah watched the whole thing.
I was holding my phone, then I hear the shot, And when I look at the guy was with a gun, like, the silent gun. It got like a black gun. And I saw him, after he shot him, he ran across the street this way.
As Thompson lay dying in front of the Hilton, the city was coming alive here in Midtown. The shooter crossing 54th Street and making his way up what's known as Ziegfeld Alley, which connects 54th to 55th.
That's him, when he was running.
He snapped this picture as the shooter ran away. Eventually, cops say, jumping on an e-bike and making his way up 6th Avenue a few blocks and into the park, where the trail ran cold.
It does appear that the victim was specifically targeted, but at this point we do not know why.
In a city of cameras, platoons of detectives are searching for the video that might show the shooter without his mask. So far, the best image is from a nearby Starbucks he visited a few minutes before the incident, where he discarded a bottle and 2 energy bar wrappers. They've also recovered what might be his cell phone, which could unlock the mystery of who he is. But an equally big question is why he targeted Tom.
Oh, if only we could know why. Oh my God. There's just so many reasons. Maybe he just did, maybe it was a hate crime, why would this, maybe it was a lover's quarrel. Like, we need to, oh man. And if you can believe it, he's laughing about it. Can you believe that he would?
The media is using the word assassinated for a CEO.
Huh.
Isn't that an admission we live in an oligarchy?
Someone died and you're laughing? You killed a man and you're laughing. Wow. I have no words, Chad. I have just no words. Ugh. Oh, man. It's so horrible. Jesus. Fuck, dude. Well, it gets worse, Chad. It gets worse. All right. They haven't caught him. They still haven't caught him. Now, thankfully, we have our brave Twitter users working as hard as they can to find this guy's pathing. All right. This guy, thankfully. I'm fairly confident the UnitedHealthcare assassin escaped to, or where he escaped to. He escaped on an electric city bike, according to the police. I happen to continuously scrape city bike data every minute so I can see where the individual bikes go. The only northbound city bike to leave within 10 minutes of the shooting from any dock near the hotel went to Madison Ave and 82nd Street. Bike number 421-6511 left the dock at 54th Street, 6th Avenue at 6:44 a.m. and was docked at 6:52 a.m. at Madison Ave and 82nd Street. This is the only bike that left within 10 minutes of the shooting. And of course, according to NBC News, the NYPD has told Lyft, which operates City Bike, that their bikes were not used in the shooting. Anyways, this fucking nerd, this fucking loser. I mean, this brave warrior. Sorry. Whoa. I don't know what took over me for a second there. This brave soldier showed us what he believed the pathing was and said, I reported this to the NYPD earlier. Thank God. It is just so sad that we live in a society today where someone like Lolo can tweet fucking loser about a guy who's just trying his best to restore order in the world. It's just messed up. It's messed up. I didn't like that tweet. I would never like that. Oh my God. Wow. Elon, do something. Your website is liking tweet. Your website is, messed up. It's very messed up. It's very not cool. Oh, geez. Even worse yet, can you believe that someone would look at photos of this person and say this? Oh my, wow. This is disgusting. This is disgusting, and we need to do something about this immediately. and it's going on too far. And I'm just disappointed in the world, okay? Where is our morality? Where is it? Can you believe?
DNM wiggle, DNM wiggle, DNM wiggle.
Traitor to this country, Mia Khalifa says, 11 years ago, I worked for an insurance defense law firm, and I can wholeheartedly confirm that the UnitedHealthcare CEO deserved to bleed out in the cold street. Wow. Can't believe this, dude. I just... Okay, so let's talk about why these degenerates could say such cruel things. It's bad to assassinate someone in cold blood. Well, what if he's operating a company I'm not fond of? What? Look, you can search for me ranting about how bad UHC has been for us. It doesn't mean you kill the CEO. What the fuck is happening? Where's our moral compass? Okay, this is true when like the CEO makes like fidget spinners. This is true when like the CEO makes like hairbrushes. That's when you say a company I'm not fond of. All right? That's when you use that term. This is not true of something that you need to live. His job, your job as a CEO for an insurance company is to get as many people killed as possible. Your job is to deny as much insurance, even if that means killing people, as often as possible. That is your job. How can you expect people to have sympathy for you? How can people be like, oh, that's so sad. This guy who dedicated his whole life to letting people died, if you can believe it. I just, wow.
Dude, no way.
Normal people with empathy finding out about the UHC CEO.
Hey, bro, what happened? What is it? It says here the CEO of UnitedHealthcare, like the insurance company, got gunned down in broad daylight in the middle of New York City. Dude, check this out. What the heck? That's nuts. Bro, I know, and it says in the article that the gunman is still on the loose right now as we speak. Oh my god. Is he okay? No, dude, the CEO ended up dying at the... Oh, no, I'm not talking about the CEO. I'm talking about the gunman. Like, is he all right? Like, has he fled the country? Is he okay? Does he need food, water? I don't think you could say that.
I don't think you can say that. That was a perfect ending. Can I help him? Does he need company, warmth, maybe? Love? I'm just saying, you know, there's a lot of willing people here available now. In Minecraft. For non-Americans who don't understand like insurance and don't understand, I mean, if you're here, you're anti-capitalist, so you probably get the gist of why everybody doesn't give a fuck about this guy dying. But for non-Americans who don't understand how bad the insurance system is, here's a few highlights. Most recently, Taylor Lorenz was under fire for illuminating the fact that the CEO of Blue Cross, which has just recently, very bad timing, announced that in Connecticut, New York, and Missouri, they will no longer pay for anesthesia for the full length of some surgeries. If the procedure goes over a certain time, anesthesia will not be covered for the full duration. I will never forget, dude, my insurance. I had a root canal done. And for anyone who's ever gotten a root canal, it hurts bad. It's really, really bad. It sucks. So my tooth was already hurting so bad for the longest time. And then I finally got it done after like years of being in pain, basically. Because I had such a, I literally am pretty, like, I was terrified of going to the dentist. Like, I didn't want to go to the dentist at all. I mean, this when I was 16, but I was just like, I already had anxiety, just general anxiety, social anxiety. And the idea of going to the dentist was like, I wanted to explode, like severe anxiety. So I finally get my root canal done. And when I'm going to the office to get it done, they're like, yeah, so the thing is, your insurance doesn't cover the anesthetic, doesn't cover it. So we can do it without. You can just raw dog it if you'd like. And I remember thinking, this country sucks. This country sucks. Are you fucking kidding me? We live in a time where there are operations you can perform and not feel anything, but our country is so fucked up that if you don't have the money, you have to deal with the pain. As if I live in like the fucking 1800s. Amazing. Just crazy. Now, just so cool. No numbing? Yeah. They suggested I do it with no numbing. They suggested I do a root canal with no numbing. Which, even with the numbing, by the way, it hurt real bad. That story is even more ridiculous, by the way. It's one of the reasons why health insurance isn't a good concept and why it doesn't work. Because that office, I found out, would they had purposefully obtuse policies where when they would send claims in for your insurance, they would accidentally put the wrong code and then suggest you just pay out of pocket. Because they're like, oh, that's so weird. They didn't agree to it. That's so weird. And then you weeks later, you'll get the letter in the mail that says hey, you put in the request for 867 procedure, which is not something that's required based on your x-rays. And it's wait, but no, wait. And then you go to the office and you're like, hey, why does it say you guys put this? And they're like, oh, our mistake. Sorry. Geez, we're just such. Do you still want to pay out of pocket? Maybe? Are you sure you don't want to pay out of pocket though? Because you could pay out of pocket if you wanted to, just if you wanted to. My mother dying of cancer had to fight the insurance company for months due to a billing error. Yay, I love billing code errors. Yeah. Also, dental care is much more open to fraud because it's very independent. Yeah, I mean, healthcare in America sucks. Ignore dental care for a second. As someone who had cancer recently, I had to wait an extra month for radiation treatment because my radiologist had to fight the insurance company to prove the less harmful machine was medically necessary. I love America. I love America so much. It's just such a good country that is wonderful in all ways. Yay. Healthcare should include dental care? Yes. Yes. Considering that I'm not even going to get into it that far, but dental care absolutely should be part of healthcare. The fact that your teeth can cause you extreme, excruciating pain, and the fact that mediocre procedures will only lengthen the duration of pain, or that they will only temporarily remove the pain and cause longer issues. So getting bad crowns, for example, that will break.
It should be deemed unconstitutional and illegal to separate dental care from healthcare.
Addie Slim, thank you for 30 months. And that's not including the fact that teeth are so important for just doing anything, even basic functions like eating food or drinking water or speaking, something you need to be able to do clearly to work most jobs. It is, and that's not even getting into how your teeth look. We're just talking about having teeth that are healthy. I'm not even talking about having straight white teeth, which is its own classist issue. Having a tooth infection, which leads to sepsis. So now you're dying from a blood infection because you didn't have dental insurance. Yep. But yeah, for anyone who is not aware, it's really like this scene. This is unironically insurance companies in America.
Denied? You're denying my claim? Oh, I don't understand. I have full coverage.
I'm sorry, Mrs. Hoganson, but our liability is spelled out in paragraph 17.
The saddest part about this is not an exaggeration. This is not an exaggeration at all.
I can't pay for this.
Excuse me. Claims, Bob Parr.
I'm calling to celebrate a momentous occasion. We are now officially moved in.
Yeah, well, that's great, honey. And the last 3 years don't count because
I finally unpacked the last box. Now it's official. Ha ha ha. Why do we have so much junk?
Listen, honey, I've got a client.
Say no more. Go save the world one policy at a time, honey. Oh, I gotta go pick up the kids from school. See you tonight.
Bye, honey. Excuse me. Where were we?
I'm on a fixed income. And if you can't help me, I don't know what I'll do.
All right, listen closely. I'd like to help you, but I can't. I'd like to tell you to take a copy of your policy to Norma Wilcox, W-I-L-C-O-X, on the 3rd floor, but I can't. I also do not advise you to fill out and file a WS-2475 form with our legal department on the 2nd floor. I would not expect someone to get back to you quickly to resolve the matter. I'd like to help, but there's nothing I can do.
Oh, thank you, ma'am.
I'm sorry, ma'am. I know you're upset. Pretend to be upset.
You authorized payment on the Walker policy?
Someone broke into their house, Mr. Huff. Their policy clearly covers him against
I don't want to know
any
about their
litigation.
coverage, Bob. Don't tell me about their coverage. Tell me how you're keeping InsurAcare in the black. Tell me how that's possible with you writing checks to every Harry Hardluck and Sally sob story that gives you a phone call.
I can't believe someone would hate these people in the world. I can't believe that. Ugh. That's so messed up. It is an exaggeration of how empathetic the insurance agent is. Well, yeah, I mean, I can't believe it. It's shocking. It's just so shocking how this could happen. It's just, wow, dude, just so weird. It's such a good movie. The Incredibles movies are so good.
I'm not happy, Bob. Not happy. Ask me why.
Okay. Why?
Why what? Be specific, Bob.
Why are you unhappy?
Your customers make me unhappy.
What? You've gotten complaints?
Complaints I can handle. What I can't handle is your customers' inexplicable knowledge of InsureCare's inner workings. They're experts! Experts, Bob! Exploiting every loophole, dodging every obstacle. They're penetrating the bureaucracy!
Did I do something illegal?
No.
Are you saying we shouldn't help our customers?
The law requires that I answer no.
We're supposed to help people.
We're supposed to help our people! Starting with our stockholders, Bob! Who's helping them out, huh?
Won't someone think of the stockholders?
A company
Is like an enormous clock.
is like an enormous Yes, precisely. It only works if all the little cogs mesh together. Now, a clock needs to be clean, well lubricated, and wound tight. The best clocks have jewel movements, cogs that fit, that cooperate by design. I'm being metaphorical, Bob. You know what I mean by cooperative cogs? Bob? Bob? Look at me when I'm talking to you, Par!
That man out there, he needs help.
Do not change the subject, Bob. We're discussing your attitude.
He is getting mugged.
Well, let's hope we don't cover him.
I'll be right back.
Stop right now, or you're fired! Close the door. Get over here now. I'm not happy, Bob. Not happy.
He got away.
Good thing, too. You were this close to losing your...
How could the Incredibles encourage violence against a poor, defenseless CEO? What the fuck? Disney, I'm calling for, Pixar, I'm calling for a full ban. I'm calling for a full ban on, is it Pixar? Is it DreamWorks? I don't know. I think it's Pixar. Full ban until we figure out what the fuck is going on. That's amazing. That's insane.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, non-Americans, this is unironically what the insurance system is like. The insurance system in the United States is there to make as much money as possible for stockholders. You pay into this insurance system so that eventually you might get some of the money back if there's ever an emergency that you have to deal with. But when you do end up in an emergency, or you do end up needing money in the system that you paid into, you have to jump through 5,000 loops to get any coverage at all. And there's a good chance in all the time that you've been paying them, they've changed 50 policies. And actually, this thing isn't covered anymore. And actually, this is a pre-existing condition, so we won't help you. And actually, yeah, 100% it's killed more people than the illegal crimes flooding our borders. Yes. And it's because insurance companies are made for profit. They're not made to help people. They've never been made to help people. They've always been made. I mean, we live in a capitalist society. Everything, any company that exists is made to make money. And the way that you make money with insurance is not giving people the money that they put in. I mean, killed, no, you get medical coverage regardless of if you have insurance or not. That's not necessarily true. There are lots of instances, and I wanted to cover some of them. If anyone has like TikToks of people sharing their experiences with UHC or anything like that, please feel free to link them. There are a lot of people who, because they cannot afford the medical bills required for example, chemotherapy or cancer treatment, they just don't get it because they don't want to put their family under the financial burden of dealing with someone getting life-saving health care. So they just get cancer. It gets worse and worse and worse until they die of cancer. And that's one illness. That's one illness. There's literally information on this. More than 26,000 Americans die each year because of a lack of health insurance. The uninsured face medical debt, often go without necessary care and die prematurely. In 2002, the U.S. Institute of Medicine estimated in its report, Care Without Coverage, Too Little, Too Late, that 18,000 adults aged 25 to 64 died because they did not have health insurance. The Urban Institute, a nonpartisan economic and social policy research institute, estimated that 22,000 to 27,000 adults in the same age group died because in 2006 because they lacked insurance. And these are people who died because they didn't have any insurance. There are also lots of people who die because they have insurance, but the insurance isn't going to get anywhere close to covering what they need. And so they just forego the medical treatment because their coverage will only cover like 10% or 20% or 30% or like the first 50K or 100K of cost. Uninsured people generally are generally sicker and die earlier than people who have insurance. Lack of insurance is the third single leading cause of death among Americans aged 55 to 64. After that is heart disease and cancer. Sorry, after heart disease and cancer, excuse me, misspeak there. The three top ways to die in America between ages of 55, heart disease, cancer, and no insurance. Where can you live to not face those issues? I mean, countries that have medical insurance that is sponsored by the state. A lot of European countries. Canada is a good example. When you're at the point where insurance is either too expensive to have, so you don't have it, or you pay for insurance, but your illness is too expensive, so you can't even justify going in for the care, your system is bad. Your system is fucked. We pay taxes in the EU, and those taxes are used to insurance. The worst part about the American experience on this front is we pay more per capita than any other country with basically Medicare for all, and we still don't have nearly the same coverage. We pay more per capita than any other country that has universal health care. We pay way more and we get a fraction of what other countries get to have. Cuba is literally under embargo and they have better health care. Yeah. Don't worry, guys. We have guns, right? Right? Yeah. Ha ha ha. I love having guns. Yeah. I mean, I can't argue with you on it. I guess you're right. I just, as a paramedic, treat anyone regardless of insurance, so I didn't take that into account. Oh, to be very clear, I mean, I have nothing but love and respect and support for nurses and doctors and paramedics, like EMS services, people who actually work in healthcare. I think the only exception to that rule is like, I know that there are elder care facilities. What's the term? Nursing homes. I know nursing homes have, I don't want to call it malpractice because that's not accurate, but like, assisted living homes, nursing homes, there's a lot of people who work there who mistreat the people who live there. There's a lot of neglect that happens there. That's like the one field where it seems like maybe not all of the health practitioners there. Maybe there's a good handful of bad apples. Unlike emergency health services, every single person I've ever spoken to who's worked in emergency health services is like an amazing person. Who genuinely just wants to help people. But there's a lot of people who don't show up to the emergency room and die because they don't have the health insurance. If you know that your emergency will cost your family medical debt because you had the audacity to get married, there is a good chance you just choose not to go to the hospital. Like those are all people that die because some shareholder wants to make more money. It's fucking disgusting. I have a friend who works at a nursing home. She stayed up all night with the patient so the patient would be alone when they pass. Some of these workers are truly goated. Yeah, to be clear, I'm not saying all nursing home aides, to be very clear. No. From what I've seen, it seems like the healthcare staff that work in nursing homes are either like some of the nicest people you will ever meet who genuinely want to care for people in their final years and they want to give them a nice passing. Or are people that are fucking, like, actually disgusting. And they work in that field because they know they can get away with not giving a fuck about these people. I saw mainstream news coverage about the killing of the CEO of the UnitedHealthcare on TikTok, and I think political and industry leaders might want to read the comments and think hard about them. I'm sorry, prior authorization is required for thoughts and prayers. Sending prior authorization denied claims, collections, and prayers to his family. Was his trip to the ER really emergent? According to his own company, my husband's heart attack wasn't an actual emergency and we were out $3,000. Full deductible. It's crazy what my first thought was, and then I look at the comments and realize I'm not alone in my thoughts. I just can't find the care. Maybe if they ask for pre-approval of my care, and then after they care for the required deductible, I might be able to supplement some care. I can't even pretend to care. I hope he's looking up at us. Claim denial rate by U.S. insurance company. Average industry is 16% to deny claims. UnitedHealthcare is at a whopping 33% of claims are denied. Oh, yeah, on the topic of nursing homes, a new federal rule sets tighter nursing home staffing standards. Just 16% of Illinois homes are in full compliance. Yeah. And if that's not bad enough, this angel, this CEO angel just happened to be getting attacked on other fronts too, if you can believe it. Ugh. He was facing a lawsuit accusing him and other executives of insider trading relating to an ongoing Justice Department investigation before he was fatally shot. I can't believe anyone would think that. Just because he works in a company that makes money when people get their claims denied and don't receive life-saving health care, you really think he would also do insider trading? What? No one is actually that greedy, guys. Come on. No, this guy would never. He would never do that. This is a nice guy. He's a nice guy. He's just a chill guy who's trying to make a little money. I'm so lucky because I'm disabled, but I'm finally at a point in my life where my husband has the option for really good insurance. So we pay a fuck ton each month, but I basically never get denied. For once in my life, I can take extreme pleasure in calling the insurance company and just being like, no. I'm very happy for you because that's not an experience that a lot of people get to enjoy. No, not mat leave. What did he have to say? My thoughts on the assassination of the UnitedHealth CEO, and the left's unfortunate need to celebrate acts of barbarism. It's missing the part in the middle where they say, "We really care about your call. Please keep holding. You are 500th in line." I don't get it. Okay, Europeans and people who don't have insurance. This is the music that you get put on. This is the music you hear every time you get put on hold. You call in your insurance company and you're like, "Hey, I put in a claim for this and I haven't gotten a response." And they're like, "Oh, please hold." And then it's literally, and I'm not joking. I don't know, maybe I have been really unlucky. Every time I've ever had to call a health insurance company, it's been at least an hour of being on hold. And every few minutes, it's like, "Please know your call is very important to us. You are currently 498th in line. The wait time will be about 4 hours." This music is low-key traumatizing. Yes. The customer service voice. I did do phone call work for a bit. I hated it. I absolutely despised it. They pick up the phone to your ass freestyling. I mean, everybody does the classic. You put your phone on speaker, you press the mute button, you put it on the max volume, and then you stay in the same room as the phone. And then eventually you're like fucking jorking your peanuts, and then they're like, "Hello, this is," and you're like, "Oh, hello, yes, I'm here. Please, don't hang up. I've been online since I was 12, okay. All right. Now I noticed you hung up and oh, no. They pick up right after Champ Select every time, yeah. This comment goes hard. He caused the deaths of tons of people. The only difference between him and the shooter is that the shooter actually showed up in person to end a life.
Your call is very important to us. We are currently experiencing higher than average call volume. Please hold, and the next operator will be with you as soon as possible. Please stop jorking your peanuts. KEKW.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I didn't cover it before we get into this one on like why everything is so expensive, relating to health insurance and relating to healthcare. Before we get into that, first of all, the casings of the bullets used said deny, defend, and depose. Here's a CBS News article on it. Bullets fired at UnitedHealthcare worker CEO had words written on them, officials say. The words deny, defend, and depose appeared on shell casings recovered from the scene.
This is the legendary hold music, opus number 1, that has been the hold music for Cisco phones since 1989. The lore behind it and the guy who wrote it is very cool. NPR did a story on it.
The bullets were pre-existing conditions. He couldn't be saved anyways. Yeah, apparently a source briefed on the investigation said each word was meticulously written, not etched, onto the casings in the Sharpie. In Sharpie. Officials are examining the cases to determine whether the words could be related to a possible motive involving insurance companies and their response to claims. Investigators believe that they could reference the 3Ds of insurance coined by the by the industry's critics, which are delay, deny, defend. The alliteration is a comment on the tactics that opponents say insurance companies use to delay or deny policyholder claims. It's also referencing, I think, a particular book, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, it's referencing people believe that it's referencing this book by Jay Feinman. Why insurance companies don't pay claims and what you can do about it. You think your insurance policy has your property protected from life's many mishaps? Those premiums you pay each month guarantee the help that you need when you need it? That your insurance company is a benevolent entity that strives to pay claims in a fair and promptly? Think again. Your insurer's main objective is not to protect you. In fact, insurers often try to avoid paying justified claims. Today, the name of the game is delay, deny, defend. To improve their profits, insurance companies delay payment of their justified claims, delay payment of their justified claims, deny payment altogether, and defend their actions by forcing claimants to enter litigation. Because what are you supposed to do? Find the money to sue like a multi-billion-dollar insurance company? Find the money and time while you are probably currently sick? I wanted to highlight this post from this person talking about their personal experience with UHC. And so you guys can see, bars, why people fucking hate insurance companies and why nobody has sympathy for insurance companies. UHC denied my surgery 2 days before it was scheduled. I was in the hospital finance office in tears when I was supposed to be at the hospital doing pre-op stuff. My mother was flying out to see me. My surgeon spent a day and a half pleading my case to United when she probably should have been taking care of for other patients. What UHC wanted to approve the claim A, was stupid, and B, could have been resolved in an email or phone call to my surgeon, but United is evil and they wanted to inflict maximum torment, so they denied the claim after having approved it through prior authorization, by the way. I have more resources than a lot of people. Due to my background and profession, I navigate health systems easier than a lot of people, and that surgery, while important, wasn't life or death in that exact moment. Yet I was unnecessarily stressed. My surgeon was unnecessarily stressed. My loved ones were unnecessarily stressed, and my experience is not unique. Ultimately, my surgery happened as scheduled. I had a good surgical outcome. I think UHC denied an anesthesiologist bill that I haven't had the energy to fight them about. A lot of people aren't as lucky. Change one fact of my life and I wouldn't have been as lucky. So while I'm not rejoicing about the UHC CEO being shot dead in the street, I'm also not sad about it either. People deserve better than the US health insurance industry, and chickens come home to roost. They literally count on you giving up. That's why they put up all these roadblocks. They assume that eventually you'll get tired and you'll stop trying. That's their goal. This is the same way that I talk about Gaza and October 7th. You don't have to personally rejoice. And in the case of Gaza, I don't rejoice and I don't celebrate. And I think it's a tragedy that there are civilians that had to die. But you also can't pretend to be shocked and surprised like this is an outcome no one ever could have expected. That no one could have ever expected that if you run a company that explicitly denies people healthcare and gets people killed and makes people accept their industry standard, which is you are not getting this insurance, go fuck yourself, that eventually people won't just roll over and die. There's also a major reason why shit doesn't change in the US. If you lose your job speaking your mind, you also lose your healthcare. Yeah, and this is the other problem as well, which is like, this is crazy that this is the way that it is, but healthcare is tied to your job in America. Like, you know the Yeonmi Park image meme? In South Korea, in North Korea, in America, if you say anything that your boss doesn't like, you lose your health insurance and die. But people stay at their jobs for really long periods of time because they don't want to lose their insurance, because they want to be able to go to the ER if they need to. My job is killing me, but losing my insurance would kill me harder. And that's assuming that you don't already have any pre-existing issues. If you have pre-existing issues, it's just over for you. So anyways, yeah, I'm not telling you guys to go Fed post. You shouldn't go Fed post. But I am going to say that it's really, I'm not going to be shocked that people would want to kill insurance CEOs. I'm more shocked that so much time has passed and it only just happened. I'm more shocked that there have been so many people who've lost family members to not having insurance or not having enough insurance. And there have been nothing has happened. I love these chatters, dude. No one cares if we turn into a third world country where no one cares and all the mayors are killed. All I will say is, okay, the French know how to fucking riot, okay? You deny them one of their 5 vacations and they start burning all of the buildings down until you say, okay, wait, fine. You can have the 5th vacation. Jesus Christ. If you think that like pleading nicely with the CEOs and pleading nicely with the people in power is the only way that change is enacted, it's probably one of the least effective ways that's enacted. They cement you in your house. Dude, can you imagine waking up as like a CEO and all of you, everything has been cemented. Your windows and your doors are cemented. There's just like a small crack on the top for some air. And you're like, wow. My shareholders are going to be really mad about this. It's like a Mr. Beast video idea. We locked a CEO in his house with cement for 48 hours. You'll never believe what happened. The French government literally removed a holiday day last week, saying we all have to work for free on that day. Listen, I'm not saying that they always have good results. I'm saying that most of the time, okay? Most of the time, all of their rioting actually amounts to something.